Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad to have you here today. It is the holiday season and we are all busy, probably more than normal and probably more than any other time of the year. That's certainly been the case around here, but we have been managing to get some food on the table, although I've not been cooking anything elaborate, anything grand, and we've certainly had our share of leftovers. Cook one time, eat twice. We've been doing that, but I have enough here to show you today in a what's for dinner video. I didn't have enough last week due to the busyness. We've just been grabbing things out here and there, and I haven't had enough to show you, but I do now, and I hope you really enjoy it and get some inspiration for some really easy meals for the time of year when things are extra busy. Also, I will say I have been working on a video for you of some delicious party foods, and that will be coming probably midweek, I'm thinking. So be sure and check back for that. I am back on schedule for grocery hauls because I haven't been putting those up as well. All in all, thank you for your patience. I appreciate it. We are just chugging along as best we can around here. Had a lot going on, a whole lot going on, and I appreciate your patience. All right, you guys, let's get into this video. Guys, can you bear with me for just a second here? I'm going to show you three clips. That's all I have of two dinners. This basically ruined my whole video that I had ready last night because all the rest of the clips for those two dinners would not upload correctly. Would not. I've tried everything that I know to do twice, and I guess it's just futile. I'm not going to be able to show you those videos because I cannot get them to upload correctly in iMovie. I don't know if it's a glitch or what, but it's so frustrating to work so many hours on having a video ready for you guys to go up yesterday, and when I went to upload it, it would not upload. So I've taken those clips out. It was a steak fajita dinner, and it was the most delicious broccoli cheese soup. I found a new recipe I wanted to try, and it was so good, but I can't show any of it to you guys except for what I'm showing you now. I am so sorry, but I am in the process of getting this video redone so I can have it uploaded. So frustrating, you guys. So frustrating, but I'm going to get on into the video and show you what I do have. How cheesy and delicious does this look? I'm going to start off here showing you this delicious breakfast tater tot casserole. I fried up 1 pound of sausage and drained off the grease. I used a Bob Evans spicy sausage for this. I cut the recipe in half, so I'm using 4 eggs, and I think it was a couple cups of milk. Yes, 2 cups of milk. I'll have the full recipe down below in case you want to make the full recipe, but I cut it in half today for us. So seasonings there: onion powder, garlic, salt and pepper, garlic powder, salt and pepper. And then after I removed the grease, there was still some of the yummy stuff on the bottom of the pan. I put a little bit of water in there to loosen that up because that's a lot of flavor, and I wanted to add that into this casserole. After the sausage is into your sprayed dish, you pour in the eggs and top it with cheese. It called for mozzarella and Colby or cheddar, one or the other. So I put that down, and then I did follow the recipe for the amounts, but I just layered it in a little bit different. It called for pouring everything over top of the tater tots, and I didn't want to go that route because I like my tater tots to be crispy in like a regular tater tot casserole, so I knew I would want this breakfast one to be the same. And so to ensure that they can get maximum crisp, I usually put those on top without pouring any other ingredients over, if that makes any sense. So I put the mozzarella cheese under, and then now I'm going to go on top with the cheddar cheese, I think is what I had. Maybe cheddar cheese, I think. So that's going to go on top. This bakes for an hour. It is so easy, quick to put together, and this was really, really delicious. We loved it. I will definitely make this again. It would be great for dinner. As well as a breakfast dish. Of course, we love breakfast for dinner, and so it will work well either way. Now, I'm going to show you some clips of our church fellowship meal. The food that was all spread out on the table there. We have a fellowship meal almost every Sunday at our church, and that is what I made this dish for, was to take for the fellowship meal. I actually baked it at church when I got there. So I'm going to show you some of the yummy, yummy food. We had a Christmas breakfast, and it was delicious. Everything was.
Angels we have heard on high, sweetly singing o'er the plains, and the mountains in reply, echoing their joyous strains.
Alright, it's a tried and true around here. Different variations, but a tried and true and a favorite, to use hamburger meat, ground beef, and make some sort of a patty with some sort of a gravy. Probably our hands down favorite is hamburger patties and mushroom gravy, Salisbury steak, something like that. There are so many things and variations you can do with some ground beef and some seasonings. So for tonight, I am frying up these patties. You saw me put Worcestershire sauce on there, salt, pepper, garlic powder, just the standards. I also decided that I was going to fry onions with this night. So I just sliced up onion in the bottom, kind of sauteed those together first, and then put the hamburger patties in. And I am just letting these cook kind of slow. And I am making this. This is actually on James's birthday, believe it or not. We had a lot going on that day. We weren't able to go out for dinner or anything too spectacular that night. So I had some ground beef that was already thawed out and asked James what he wanted with it. And this is what he chose. So I removed the ground beef patties, the hamburger patties, out and used a paper towel to get most of the fat out. You can see there is still some there, but for the most part, removed the fat. And of course, the onions are still in there caramelizing. And now I'm going to work on making the gravy. So 1 can of cream of mushroom soup, a little bit of milk. That's the equivalent roundabout to refilling the can after you take the cream of mushroom soup out. Look at the rich color that is coming off of this pan from frying those onions with the ground beef. It's going to be such a flavorful gravy. You can tell just by looking. And so I just get this all whisked together and let it simmer on low. Put the patties back in there and let those continue to cook a little bit. They just get so full of flavor from this delicious gravy. So this was just another great meal. This is something we have pretty often. It's a family favorite, and you can't go wrong with it. You can do so many different things, and it's a rather inexpensive meal as well if you're looking to stretch your budget. I made some homemade mashed potatoes to go along with it, and then also at Costco they had their fresh green beans. I think it might have been a 2-pound bag, maybe it was just a pound bag, for $1 as well. So I cooked up a pot of green beans, let them cook all day, which is how we like it. They were delicious, so tasty. This meal was really, really great. We enjoyed it. Simple, easy, but delicious. the subject of ground beef, you cannot, in my opinion, get anything better than a pan-fried burger at home, a cheeseburger at home. Nothing tastes as good. My mom usually made cheeseburgers on Friday night, so I have a real soft spot for a delicious cheeseburger fried in a pan at home. You just can't beat it. Here's the cheese going on top. And again, this is one of those meals that can be so versatile. There's 109 different ways to enjoy a hamburger or a cheeseburger, from the type of buns you use. I use these seeded buns this time, to the toppings you put on. There's just so many different things you can do. It's also a way to cure a craving for fast food if you're not wanting to go out to eat. It's also quick and easy and inexpensive. So I don't know any fault to find with a delicious pan-fried burger at home. We enjoyed this night with just some chips and some French onion dip on the side. It was perfect. Last thing I'm going to show you today are some chicken and noodles. I had one chicken breast that I had gotten out to use for something else. We didn't end up making that for whatever reason, I can't remember. So I was like, I got to use this. So I just cooked it up. I thought I'm going to have it cooked and I'll come up with something. Well, I gave James a few ideas on things that we could have, and he said chicken noodles sounded good. So I usually always have the things for that. So into my largest kettle here, I have put water, the dry chicken base, garlic powder, and some pepper. I usually hold off on salt when I'm using the dry chicken base because it is definitely salty. In goes the chicken. It was so quick and easy this day because, like I said, I had already cooked up the chicken breast the day before. I just cut it up into pieces, chopped it up into pieces, put it in with this broth, and let this all come up to a good boil. I also decided I wanted just a few carrots in there. And these carrots that you've seen, I also got at Costco that same day, along with the broccoli, along with the green beans. They had vegetable trays, big ones, with the dip for $1. Yes, I really scored at Costco that day. So I like a little bit of carrot, not a lot, but a little bit of carrot in with chicken and noodles. I like the color. I like it that way. So in the carrot went, along with a little bit of parsley, and then I've showed you these before. We love using these noodles for chicken and noodles. I get these at Aldi, and they are not always on the shelf, but several times a year when they have the German-inspired food, you can get these noodles, and we love them for chicken and noodles. So I decided I was cooking the whole entire bag, and I was going to share some. I knew it would make more than we would be able to eat, but I didn't want to just have half a bag. I knew I could just make these and share with our kids or just whoever I thought needed some chicken and noodles, and that's exactly what I did. So got the chicken and noodles going here to a good boil, and I just follow the cook time on the back of the bag. I don't always, but often do add in some cream of chicken soup. I just think it enhances the flavor. It thickens it up a little bit, just makes it extra creamy. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm going to give it a stir and let this cook together. Point here, it's really just personal preference on broth. I like it a little brothy. I like it a little thicker than this, but I don't like it all stuck together and not a lot of broth in there. So your cornstarch can come in perfect for this. A little bit of cornstarch and a little bit of cold water. Pour it in, and it will thicken your broth lickety split. So that's just about where I want it, and it's looking good, pretty much done. Chicken and noodles is such a great comfort meal. It's inexpensive. It's relatively quick to put together. You can eat on it for more than one day, and there's just something about it it's just comforting. It's a comfort food, and when you're not feeling well, you're a little under the weather, or if the weather is cold outside, there's not much better than a big old bowl of chicken and noodles. And to finish things up, I had planned on including this delicious cake recipe in another video, but I'm going to go ahead and include it here since I lost 2 of the dinners I was going to show you. Let's get into making this delicious cake. This is called a Pina Colada cake, and it starts off with just a basic white cake mix. So into your bowl, you put the cake mix, follow the directions on the back of the box. The only thing I did differently is in place of the water, I used pineapple juice because this recipe calls for crushed pineapple. So you just drain the juice ahead of time, and you can use that in place of the water. Gives it such a great flavor by adding that pineapple juice in. So subbing in that in place of the water and just mixing this up with my hand mixer per usual. You just pour it into your baking pan and bake it according to the package directions. All right, next, after this comes out of the oven, all golden brown, you're going to go in while it's warm and poke holes all through it. You're not going to see the top of this cake, so you don't have to worry about keeping it pretty. You just need to get some good holes poked throughout because you've got some stuff that you want to soak all the way down into this cake. So that brings me to the next part here. You're going to go in with some cream of coconut. This one is Coco Real. There is also Coco Lopez. That's another brand. You buy this in the aisle where you would get things for mixed drinks. This is not the canned coconut that's like thick and the liquid is separated. No, this is something entirely different. So make sure you get the right thing. I think this is a 22 ounce. The recipe called for, I think, 15 or so. I put the whole thing in. So we just want to evenly distribute this and make sure it gets worked all the way down into the cake. Now you're going to come in with your crushed pineapple, and that's going to go on top. And of course, you can imagine that some of this is going to get down inside of that cake as well. This makes a really moist and just such a great tasting cake. So we're gonna put this across the top here and get it all evenly distributed as well. And then it's almost time for the topping, which is also equally as easy. This cake is very easy to put together, and it's really delicious. I get rave reviews about it every time I make it. It's also impressive looking because of the coconut on the top. It just looks pretty, and I usually put cherries on. The recipe doesn't call for that, but it's especially pretty at Christmas time with the white cake, the white coconut on the top, the maraschino cherries on top. It just looks really pretty and festive. An 8 ounce tub of Cool Whip is the topping, and then you're just going to go in on top of that with some flaked coconut. I use the sweetened and put that on the top, and like I said, the cherries. And then you want to give this some time ahead so you can put it in the refrigerator. I would say, a day ahead is great. You wouldn't have to necessarily, but the recipe does say make it ahead. That way everything can just kind of do its thing in the refrigerator, and it's going to be just perfect when it's time to serve. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. I appreciate you coming by, spending a little time with me. I hope you leave inspired, maybe just to cook up some things that are quick and easy to get on the table that feeds your family. Nonetheless, hope you got some inspiration in that department today. Give it a big thumbs up. If you enjoy and have ever found yourself in the place that I'm in, busy but still needing to get food on the table, give this video a big thumbs up. Thanks again. Subscribe if you haven't. I'd love to have you around here, and we will see you the next time. Good Lord willing, and the creek don't rise.